You've probably curled up in bed on a cold winter night and still like your bones were freezing, even with a thick blanket, socks, and maybe even a hot water bottle. But imagine trying to fall asleep in 64 degrees Celsius. That's not just cold, it's life-threatening. Yet for generations, the Inuit people have done just that without central heating, electric blankets, or fireplaces burning through the night. So how do they survive, let alone sleep comfortably? What tricks have been passed down through centuries in the frozen Arctic to keep warm at night, even in temperatures so extreme that frostbite can develop in minutes? Today, we're diving deep into the 15 powerful and often ingenious methods the Inuit have used, and still use, to sleep in one of the harshest climates on Earth. Let's begin. 1. Mastering the art of the igloo. The igloo isn't just a symbol of Inuit culture, it's a marvel of natural insulation. Built entirely from blocks of snow, an igloo might seem like the last place you'd want to sleep on a frozen tundra. But here's the secret: snow is a surprisingly good insulator. When packed tightly, snow traps air. That air gets warmed by the body heat of the people inside. An igloo's dome shape helps the warm air circulate and stay inside. Temperatures inside an igloo can be as much as 40 degrees Celsius warmer than the outside air, and all of it's done without fire. Sleeping inside an igloo is a masterclass in passive insulation. It's not just about surviving, it's about making nature work for you too. Animal skins. The original Arctic bedding, forget synthetic blankets. The Inuit had something better. Caribou skins, in particular, are prized for their warmth. Why? Because caribou hair is hollow. That means it traps more heat than almost any other type of fur. Inuit people traditionally use multiple layers of animal skins, both underneath them and on top. These skins create a barrier between the person and the frozen ground and also prevent body heat from escaping into the air. No electricity, no battery-powered heating pads, just the natural brilliance of biology and careful hiring. 3. Sleeping close. Sharing body heat. It's simple, effective, and instinctive. Inuit families traditionally sleep together in close quarters. This isn't just for social bonding, it's survival. Each person radiates heat. In a small, enclosed space like an igloo, this heat builds up and helps keep everyone warm. Sleeping close together allows body warmth to be shared and retained through the night. This practice is still common today in many remote Arctic communities, and it's one of the most ancient and effective methods for sleeping warm in frigid conditions. 4. Creating microclimates with clothing. Here's an incredible tricking. Wearing the right clothes while sleeping can actually create a microclimate, a tiny pocket of warm air right around your body. The Inuit don't just use any clothes. They layer with precision, using breathable but insulating materials. The inner layers wick away moisture from sweat, while the outer layers keep cold air out and trap body heat in. And often, they sleep in their clothes. That may seem uncomfortable to some, but in the Arctic, it's a matter of life or death. The warmth you build up during the day stays with you through the night. 5. Staying dry. The silent killer of cold. Moisture is the enemy of warmth. Whether it's sweat, snow, or condensation, wetness can suck the heat right out of your body. Fast. Inuit people are obsessive about staying dry. Before bed, they shake off any snow from clothing or skin. They ensure their sleeping area is dry, even if it means placing skins on elevated platforms to avoid contact with ice. This awareness of moisture is built into every part of their sleep routine. Even a damp sock can lead to frostbite at these temperatures, or worse. Dryness is survival necessity. 6. Eating high-fat meals before bed. You might not think of food as a sleeping aid, but for the Inuit, it's essential. Eating a high-fat, high-protein meal before bed fuels the body like a slow-burning furnace. Seal, whale, and fish are staples in Inuit diets, all rich in healthy fats. These fats digest slowly, releasing energy over several hours. That means more internal body heat during the night. It's like fueling a fire that burns from within. Not only does it keep them warm, but it also allows the Inuit to get restful, uninterrupted sleep in freezing conditions. 7. Raised sleeping platforms. Sleeping on the ground in 6-4 GC. Not a good idea. The ground, even snow, will steal your body heat within minutes. That's why Inuit people build raised sleeping areas. Inside igloos or traditional tents, bedding is placed on platforms made from ice blocks, wood, or bones layered with animal skins. This lifts the body off the cold ground and creates an insulating barrier. The idea is simply stop heat loss by limiting contact cold surfaces, and it works remarkably well, even when the outside air could freeze boiling water instantly. 8. Mental conditioning and cold adaptation. Here's something most people overlook: the power of the mind. Inuit people are mentally and physically conditioned for the cold. From a young age, they're exposed to extreme temperatures. Their bodies adapt. Their minds adapt. They don't panic when it gets cold. They prepare. They don't fight the cold emotionally. They respect it and work with it. This mental toughness plays a huge role in how they handle cold at night. While mental strength doesn't warm the air, it does reduce stress, improve sleep quality, and help the body conserve energy more efficiently. It's a trick you can't buy, but you can learn it. 9. Breathing techniques to conserve heat. Breathing in extremely cold air can cool your body from the inside. Inuit people are careful about how they breathe in winter. Slow, shallow breathing helps keep more heat inside the lungs and body. Some cover their mouths with fur or scarves to warm the air before it enters the lungs. Others breathe through the nose instead of the mouth, as nasal passages warm the air more effectively. This kind of breath control is subtle, but over a night of sleep, it can make a big difference in core body temperature. 10. Using oil lamps for passive heat. While not exactly a form of sleeping gear, traditional Inuit oil lamps, called kulik, play a huge role in warming living spaces, even in igloos. Fueled by seal or whale blubber, the kulik emits steady, smokeless heat. It doesn't burn like a wood fire. It radiates warmth slowly and safely. Often placed strategically inside shelters, the heat from a single kulik can raise the temperature enough to make sleep possible. Today, in more modern Arctic settings, people might use other safe heating alternatives, but the principle remains the same: gentle, controlled heat that supports safe sleep. 11. Sleeping during the warmest hours. Another clever tricking. Inuit people are highly attuned to the environment, including the temperature changes that occur through the night and day. Even during the polar night, when the sun doesn't rise for weeks, they often choose to sleep during the warmest part of the 24-hour cycle, even if it's just a couple of degrees difference. This may seem small, but in sub-zero climates, every degree matters. Timing sleep to coincide with relative warmth helps the body maintain temperature more easily, saving energy and improving comfort. 12. Carefully controlled ventilation. You might think an airtight igloo is the warmest option, but that would be dangerous. Without ventilation, moisture builds up from breathing and can lead to condensation and ice. That's why Inuit people design small vents in their shelters. These let moisture escape and bring in fresh air, preventing the inside from becoming damp and cold. It's a delicate balance. Too much airflow lets cold in, too little and you risk ice forming inside your sleeping space. It's a centuries-old science of air control. 13. Minimal exposure before bed. Here's another trick in minimizing exposure to cold before sleep. In other words, get warm and stay warm. Inuit people avoid taking off clothes unless absolutely necessary. They prepare sleeping spaces in advance, so they're not setting up bedding with freezing fingers. They avoid touching cold surfaces, and they don't stay outside long before bed. It's all about preserving body heat and entering sleep already warm, not trying to warm up once lying down. 14. Prioritizing sleep efficiency. In a hostile environment like the Arctic, sleep isn't just for rest. It's for survival. Inuit culture emphasizes the importance of sleep, but also knows when to cut it short if necessary. Sleeping in short bursts, napping in the warmth of midday, or adapting sleep schedules to match food availability and shelter conditions is common. This kind of flexibility ensures that when people do sleep, it's deep and efficient. You might call it instinctive biohacking. Thousands of years of learning how to sleep smarter, not just longer. 15. Embracing community and culture. Lastly, perhaps the most profound trick of all: community. In Inuit culture, survival isn't individual, it's collective. People share space, share warmth, share resources, and look out for each other. Sleeping together isn't just about heat, it's about security. It's about passing down knowledge, sharing stories, and teaching the next generation how to thrive where others would perish. This connection to community, culture, and tradition provides emotional warmth. And in the Arctic, that's just as vital as physical,